Welcome to the Year 2 Parent-Teacher Information Evening. The three teachers on Year 2 are Mrs Ty on 2T, Mrs Ibbotson on 2I and Miss Miro on 2M. Every second week we have a PLT day where we are off class, and the teachers that take over are Mrs McPherson on 2I, Mrs Cleary on 2T and Mrs Hughes on 2M. They follow our pre-prepared program, so learning activities are consistent. We also have an assessment day on alternate weeks on a Tuesday and Thursday when Mrs Blanche comes in, and we're able to be off class where we can assess your children and see where they are up to with their learning. We have got some pretty big expectations with the children coming into Year 2, and we take about 5 weeks to really get the children to understand the expectation and the skills needed for learning. We're really working on independent work skills and resilience. We want them to take charge of their learning, and a way of doing that is to ask 3 people before the teacher. And what we mean by that is it could be peers, it could be the VCOP wall, it could be the whiteboard, it could be the Promethean, it could be their Chromebook. Our learning intentions and criteria are always made very clear and visible throughout each lesson. We have our Living Well, Learning Well, and this underpins all of our behaviour and expectations at St Nick's. So they are: I am safe, I am valued, respected and cared for, and I am a learner. Some general information is it's really important that all students arrive before school. School starts at 8:45, and if possible, appointments are made outside of school time, school finishing at 2:55. There's now the before school care as well as after school care with esteemed kids if you need to drop your children off prior to 8:10 when the gates open. And it's very important that you notify the school when your child is absent, and the easiest way is through the Compass Parent Portal. Quicker is the best way to order lunch orders. They need to be in before 9 a.m. of that day. We have a large lost property box downstairs under the Undercroft. But what we're really hoping is that all the children's belongings are clearly labelled, and that the children are taking responsibility and accountability for their things and when they lose them, and being able to go and find them. Some changes you may have noticed. Year 2, we don't have fruit breaks in the morning session. They eat their fruit during their first or second break. We don't have a weekly news roster. We have our VCOP activities that are a part of our speaking and listening component for the syllabus. And we do not complete look, say, cover, write, check for spelling. Instead, we focus on grapheme and phonemes and word study activities. Really exciting. Your child has been given a Chromebook, which I'm sure they've come home and told you all about. Our expectations are very clear that this is a learning tool. It is to be looked after as it goes through with them to Year 6. If a child is unfortunately not using the Chromebook correctly, it can be confiscated for a set amount of time. Hopefully by now all the children and parents have signed off their ICT agreements and have sent them back in. And when needed, we'll send home any login information you may need, especially during COVID and isolations. Communication note will be sent out through Compass, usually fortnightly or as needed. We've also got our St Nicholas Year 2 Facebook page, so please make sure you're a member of that. And for the teachers, the most important, if you have any questions or you need to ask us of anything, please make sure that you email us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. The website's obviously a great source of information, and keeping up to date with the newsletter is always a good way of knowing what's happening within the school. We have an official no homework policy, but we do think it's essential that children are reading every day. So we have the green reading bags that we like to come in on a Friday. We change over the readers for them to go home, as we find some parents find it a bit easier to get some of the reading done on the weekend. But obviously, if you miss one, just send it in. We can always swap the readers at any time. Just a reminder, we do have some anaphylactic children in the infants, so we do appreciate not sending any nut products into school because we are an allergy-aware school. Uniform policy, as you've been seeing in the newsletter, we want our children wearing our uniform, whether it be the sport or the summer uniform, with pride and correctly. And just a quick rundown of the day. So basically each day we start, the morning session is our literacy block, middle session maths, religion and sometimes sport and library depending on the day, and then the other key learning areas for the afternoon sessions. There will be a question and answer time with Year 2 teachers on Wednesday evening. This is only if there is a question that we have not been able to answer during this time with you tonight. We're really looking forward to having a fabulous year with all of Year 2, and please contact us if you have any questions or queries.